So now I'm going to cut this. I'm going to trim my edges, and I need to do it over here over a trash can. And I only need 2 of the edges trimmed. Okay, like that, so that can you see it there? So that the edges don't actually cut into it. And then you can just kind of come back here and get some of these round edges around the bottom. And this is where a lot of that extra buttercream comes off now. Now to try to speed up the process here, I've actually have one that was cold when I did it because I knew that this would be a little issue driving the distance. So this is one here that I have most of it iced in, and you can see there. So it's not exactly the same, you know, it depends on the size of the cake and stuff, but every time you do it's going to be slightly different. This one looks like it has a bigger head, and this one's got, well, this one just looks smaller. I think it's a smaller cake. The quarter sheet, it was taller, a little bit taller, so it's a little bit bigger. So once you have it almost smooth, then you're going to take just a brush, and you want it to be kind of a little on the firm side. And what you're going to do is you're just going to start, and you're just going to brush up and down like this. Let me see it, turn it so you can see. Okay, maybe I'll just do this part here. So you need to do it softly so that you don't remove too much of the buttercream. And then when you have a lot of buttercream that is built up on the brush, then you just want to get that off, wipe that off. You don't want your buttercream to actually crust over before you do this because you want to have the little streaks and things in there. Okay, so you would do this entire piece. I've done most of this one, so I'll go ahead and trade and do the final leg back here. But you can see that I've gone all down the sides here and up here and so on and so forth. I want to go ahead and take, this is the leg that I didn't actually finish. Oh, and what I wanted to do here is actually, see where I had cut in a little bit more here, because that really looks like it's the back paw now. So over here, I should actually do that before I ice this. Let's see, can you see there? Okay, so I want to actually come in here and cut down a little, and then let me wipe that off because it's leftover red velvet and pink cake in here actually, and take out that little spot. He's bleeding. I know that's sick. I would probably never do a red velvet cake inside a puppy cake, but again, it was leftover cake. So go ahead and fill that in. And red velvet's so messy when you carve. Oh, I hate it actually to carve. So it's not a good one. The best ones for you to start with would be a vanilla cake with just like a normal kind of filling, nothing too thick or anything. Okay, and put a little extra here because that buttercream had kind of crusted over on my way here. So again, I need it to be soft, right? For when I do the icing part. Okay, so back to the brush. Actually, let me smooth it a tiny bit with the acetate. Okay, now back to the brush. A little thin there. Did you see I wanted to pull that icing away? And I'll start coming down this way. So as you can see, you know, sometimes it'll pull the cake away or the icing away from the cake, and I just have to then put a little bit more back. It's totally normal. And then sometimes, watch out for any brush hairs. That one just came off. You certainly don't want that in your cake. No siree. Okay. Now if I have, say I've got like this red velvet there in the cake, if I, he's going to have some patches. So if I had wanted to leave that, I could certainly cover it still. Okay, let me clean up around him a little bit just by using a spatula. And then I'm going to show you the front legs and the toes in the front and the back.